Hey there, podcast world. I'm the Mister.
And I'm the Mrs.
Welcome to The Naked Truth,
The podcast where we lay it all bare, literally and figuratively.
That's right. We're here to talk about real stuff, the nitty-gritty of life.
And we mean everything, from parenting to relationships, mental and physical growth, recipes, financial stories, and much more.
But here's the twist. We're recording this podcast while laying in the bed, completely nude.
Yep, you heard that right. No scripts, no filters, just us and the naked truth.
But before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. Things might get a bit crude and not safe for work. But hey, it's all in good fun.
So let's grab a seat, or strip down if you dare, and let's get naked.
Hello, Naked Truth listeners. We are back from a vacation. We have a lot to share with you today.
That's right. We've got some highs and some lows and some unexpected moments that we can't wait to dive into. Starting out the episode, a little bit of a recap from our family vacation. Then we'll be going into
your health journey.
Yep.
And then you've got a legit or bullshit segment as well.
Yes.
I'm going in very blind on this one again because that seems to be a lot of fun for me.
Yeah. So we'll get his true reactions with a little discussion to our list that I'm coming in with the top intimacy tips from a few well-known publications. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So anyways, we're going to start out talking about our vacation first.
Yeah, I would say this is probably the longest family vacation we've ever gone on.
Yes.
With us and thing one and thing two.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Usually about 3 days into it, we've had about enough, and we spent 6.
We did.
Yeah, and all 4 of us made it back home alive. That was crazy. So, I guess with the recap, we can start off with, we'll start with the good.
Yes.
You've got what was that? You had a...
no, it was nothing.
Yes.
She
was covering her mouth like she's like, oh boy, I've said something bad.
Gosh. All right. Anyways, just stay over there in your cockpit doing your job.
I'm in the cockpit.
All right. So yeah, we're going to do a little good, bad, and instead of ugly, we're going to do unexpected from this vacation. So,
yeah.
First, we're going to talk about some good stuff. We did have some good family quality time.
Yeah,
of course. We had some new experiences and learned more about each other and the family. I mean, just having that uninterrupted time without extended family and friends and all the things that we have around our normal everyday.
There's very little phone calls. There wasn't
a
whole lot of checking.
That was really, really nice to have with just the 4 of us.
Right. We didn't really, have to deal with checking with social media, checking emails with work and yada, yada, yada. So it was very nice being able to actually
kind of check out
and just be present.
with each other. So those were definitely some of those good things that you would expect going on a family vacation, hopefully. And I got to spend, even though I'm at home during the summer with the kids, I'm constantly doing some kind of project around the house. So I don't, even though it seems like I should, I don't have as much one-on-one time just to kind of see them where they're at in their stage of life. So that was nice.
Right. Because I miss that a lot too, because I don't get time off.
Yeah.
Really. And then what little bit of time I do have off, I've got to try to sleep a little bit.
And then, he's got to keep up with my to-do list around the house that gets longer and longer the more time I'm off during the summer.
We were sitting outside for 15 minutes today, and I've got probably a good 80 hours worth of projects lined up now.
Yeah, so we definitely overall had some really good experiences on this vacation. We did, hashtag core memories. I mean, we nailed so many. That, of course, will last a lifetime.
I don't remember a fucking thing we did. Like, it went so fast, it seemed like.
Yes, he does. He will be reminded, you see. Yeah. But let's not forget, it was not all sunshine and rainbows.
Nope. You go
ahead, Mr. Pessimistic, with our bad section here.
So, apparently, our kids have reached the point where they just want to murder each other for even looking at each other. Like, it was, he's looking at me. She looked this way. He's got my phone charger.
Yeah. I was not. I mean, I've been around it during the summertime, of course, with them, but we kind of have our respective areas in our house. We are blessed enough to have a little bit larger of a layout in our house. So, thing one can kind of have some area dedicated to himself, and thing two can kind of have some area, and then I kind of have overall areas. So we don't have to.
And I just walk back and forth between all of them because somebody's always asking me to do something.
And we have a live-in butler.
Fuck me.
So, being in an enclosed, more of an enclosed environment of like just a little suite, if you will.
Good on you for picking one that had 2 rooms where we could shut the fucking door.
Yeah, because I think if we would have just had a double bed room, we would not have lasted 6 days. There's no way.
No, I would have went and rented a different room.
There's no way.
I've been sleeping in the truck.
So we did go for a more suite-like setup. With basically a full kitchen other than an oven, and we were able to cook quite a bit of our meals and things in the room and just kind of go out at night if we wanted to get, the touristy type meals and whatnot. So, I mean, that worked out really well. That was definitely a good part. But I'm sorry, because we're going into the bad, and I'm more of a positive person. It's hard for me to not flip it around. But anyways, being in that closed quarters, 1 bathroom, we got a little tight at times. A little tight.
Yeah.
For sure. And
I didn't have anywhere to sit the whole time. So it was like, she's like, come sit down beside me. I'm like, I fucking can't because there's pillows and blankets and chairs and children.
Because the living room, if you will, had the couch in it, but it was also a pull-out couch where thing 1 and thing 2 were supposed to be sleeping. However, that only lasted 1 night.
One of them slept on the floor the whole time.
Yeah, one of them slept on the floor the rest of the time with the pillows off of the couch because they did not want to be in close proximity to touch each other. Most definitely not. So, anyways, going on to say that, we most of the time had the bed pulled out and there was not adequate spacing to seat anyone on the couch.
So I would just sit on the bed and yell from the other room. I'm like, hope y'all are having fun. It's lonely over here.
And I'm going to go with the bad as well on the all the shit that has to go along, or that I think as a mom, I'm sure there's some other moms out there, so before you give me shit, you just hold your horses. Other moms out there who try to their top A personalities who try to pack and prepare for anything that might happen on a trip, where the mister is much more, hey, there's always most likely going to be a store somewhere that we can get what we need in case we forget something.
There's a lot of fucking Walmarts around.
However, the type person that I am, I have to mentally prepare for any and all situations that might occur while on the trip. So, I do that to myself. I realize that. But I feel much better about it, having everything we could possibly think of that we would need.
I quit trying to fix it.
And that really, really it's not great. It's not a great part of the vacation having to pack and come up with all of the what if scenarios.
Yeah, because it's my ass that ends up having to load everything and unload everything and bring it all back in the house and then unpack everything.
And we, well, let's see. We do say as well, we did go to a beach location, and going along with all the shit. While I was at the beach, I had an epiphany that, I don't know that I really can enjoy the beach as much as I used to in my younger years with thing 1 and thing 2 and all the shit that, again, I think they have to have along with us, which really, by the end of the vacation, I can get to the point where I say, okay, let's not bring that out. Let's not bring that out. Let's just bring out what we need.
Hey, here's a chair and an umbrella.
And we still end up having a good time, So,
yeah.
But, I mean, moms, you will get it. You think you've got to bring all the things to the beach location, where really, I mean...
Dude, the kids had so much fun playing with rocks.
They have fun finding shells.
Hermit crabs. Good
gracious. Whatever. Just, I mean, sand toys were touched once.
Right.
The buckets came in handy.
Yeah, so
for
next time...
wildlife that was being caught and whatnot.
We need a bucket, a chair, and an umbrella.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the umbrellas did not do a lot of help either.
No, I thought I was going to have to rent a fucking U-Haul.
But I will say, moms out there, good. I got this idea off something, and I rolled with it, and I liked it. But a rolling laundry basket, one of those taller ones, and we were able to stick down in there our chairs and our umbrellas and whatever else we wanted to take out, and it was easy to roll. So
it's cheaper than a
much
wagon.
Cheaper than the wagon cart kind of thing that you see most people with. So I was proud of myself for that. Thank you very much.
Good
and
job.
That was a goodbye. And
now we have another laundry basket.
Now that we're back, now I have a laundry basket.
So it's somewhere else that we can put dirty clothes and not wash them.
I can roll the basket from room to room now and not have to lift it. And I'm excited about that. I'm not going to lie. I am. So anyways, other kind of bad. Let's see. We talked about our bads. We talked about the sibling disagreements. and again, our sibling, the thing 1 and thing 2, they don't fight. Like we said, they don't fight a lot at home because they kind of have their both respective areas in our household.
They didn't fight bad.
They didn't fight bad, but the times they did, it was ridiculous stuff. Like, you told him not to look at me and he's looking at me.
It just got on my nerves.
It was ridiculous. So then, I mean, I have to resort to if someone's not bleeding, do not come tell me. I don't want to hear unless we have blood.
Right. As I say, if the world is still spinning, it doesn't matter.
So we kind of had to get to that point with kids. And I would say on the ride back, that was probably more pleasant than I expected because everybody put their headphones in and zoned out and did not bother each other, and that was fantastic. So
it was kind of rough on my end because you did the same thing, and I was like, hey, it's 8 hours of me by myself.
I did, but Mama needed that time too.
Oh well, fuck me.
To
right?
read a book and zone out, but because again, I took a book ridiculous. I took a book on the vacation.
I did too.
I was going to get to read a book. I mean, come on. No, that's not happening. And then lastly, one of us got sick. That would be me. And that kind of sucked. But looking back at it, we kind of had a day to chill in the hotel room. And I actually got to sit down with thing 1 and thing 2 and just, watch a movie or a show. And we don't do that a lot at home because, again, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. And so that was kind of nice, actually. And just maybe our bodies needed, some down time, rest time to just relax, which is normally not on my agenda.
Nope.
On a vacation ever. But I really tried to be better this time at not planning something from the time we woke up until the time we went to bed. So, and then the weather, beach vacations, you can't predict that. So
it's going to be a rain
the
at
weather,
least one day.
Yeah. So we did have some unexpected I guess, unexpected moments, I kind of jumped the gun on that. The unexpected was, again, me getting sick. And I was kind of off and on throughout the trip. So we kind of had to take it probably a little bit slower than we would have.
Right. And then I had the injury flare up again.
And then he had an injury flare up. So, yeah. So we were really feeling over 40 on this trip, you know, just like, wow. Yeah. Trying to keep up. But again, I didn't plan stuff from the time we woke up to the time we went to bed. So we kind of had some downtime built in that we were able to utilize.
Yeah.
And then, so this is kind of our unexpected. So we did good, bad, unexpected were those things. But then our last unexpected, I will let the mister talk about.
What was the last unexpected?
Seeing how the kids were so independent.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Sorry, I had to look back at my notes. Yeah, so this time we were able to kind of sit back and just let the kids kind of do their own thing, you know, at a distance. But we could still kind of supervise what they were doing, and that offered up a lot more freedom for you and I to enjoy a little bit of vacation. Because usually we're in some kind of chaos control or protection, like, hey, whoa, that's a bad idea, let's don't do that. Or, no, you can't do that. But this time, like, we were able to kind of just step back and, yeah.
And I for me, mom-wise, it was proud yet bittersweet moment. Like, even though I would, of course, want them to get to that point, and I am so proud of their independence and them being individuals and having interest and being able to do things on their own, because we're really big on that in our household. But well, I mean, it's bittersweet as well, because it's like, oh my God, my babies are growing up.
I wouldn't even give it the bittersweet, because for me, like, kind of the way I see it, my job as a parent is to render myself useless.
I know that.
Like,
I know that. You're coming from a dad perspective.
Yeah, like, I want it to be like where I look at the kids one day and they went, you know, we'll just say they built a deck and they didn't have to call me and ask for help. I'm like, I did good. I taught them something. You know, like, they don't need me. Now, if they call and say, hey, can you help me? Of course, I'd be there in an instant. But, you know, I want to make myself useless for my kids. And that way I know I have taught them what they need to know.
I know.
So getting to see them,
it can still be bittersweet.
So getting to see them be independent and function and do things on their own is awesome. Except for I have to clean up the mess usually.
That is one thing that we have to kind of step back and just kind of let happen. I did see a little meme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did, and I liked it. It said you can either have a clean house or you can have a house that is creative or whatever, allows creativity or something. But you can't have both, and I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
But we let them be more independent and figure out how to do things on their own. And yes, there will be mess. Yes.
Oh my God, there's so many messes.
There will be mess. So now my only mantra normally throughout the day is, number one, don't come get me unless someone's bleeding. And number two, if you make a mess, because there will be a mess, just clean it up. Just, if you make a mess, clean it up, because there will be a mess. Like,
yeah,
that's
but they
100%.
don't do that.
They don't always. No, but I think if I keep saying it over and over, at some point.
No.
At some point, it's going to click.
No.
But yes, so seeing them be more independent and actually like be able to do experiences on this trip that, you know, I mean, their age just didn't allow up until this point. So that was really, really nice for me to be able to sit back as a mom and kind of watch them go and not have to be all up in their business.
All up in that business.
And lastly, I was, again, unexpected for them. I thought it was possible just because they've grown up in the digital age and had everything at their fingertips. I thought they may, after a prolonged trip like this, 6 days, that they would get bored. They would get bored, even though we were in an awesome environment and, you know, at the beach, you know, all that. But I thought they might get bored. But they did not show that.
No, I don't think they got bored. They got ready to come home.
they got ready to come home because we do have some homebodies. Towards the end, yes, they did. But even up until, the last night, we're trying to pack everything up and get ready to go. They're out there getting to see wildlife right outside our door. Mm-hmm. And so I really enjoyed them enjoying nature, more nature-based activities, as opposed to things we've done in recent years, like amusement parks and more touristy trap kind of things that you see a lot of people doing that are the popular areas to visit. Instead, we kind of took ours back to nature, and then they still enjoyed themselves and found new things and new experiences along the way. And they were still just as excited with doing those kind of things.
Right. Well, for us, I think it maybe inherited a little bit with them. Nature is kind of our calm place, our, and I don't know. It's more than just outdoors. Like, mm-hmm. You can go sit outside here at the house and it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's nice. But, you get in the woods or in something that's not as developed, urbanized, developed, whatever. It's a whole different thing because you see the way it's been for hundreds of years or thousands of years, and
you start looking at the things that are in that location, like what is it called, native to that location, like the animals and the plants and the trees and the them getting to actually sit back and notice those kind of things. Mm-hmm. I think is a big deal, especially because I teach children in this day and age, and paying attention to things around them, especially in nature, is kind of a lost art, I would say.
Right. And then, for me, getting out in nature, it kind of lets me I guess, reestablishes the fact that most of the adversity that we encounter is manufactured. It's not real. It's some stupid parameter we have put upon ourselves.
Yeah.
But, when you're outside, you go, oh, man.
It's just so simple.
It's simple, and I am extremely insignificant. So
that was enjoyable and unexpected, more so than I would have thought, I guess, to see them actually enjoy and learn new things and have new experiences that are more nature based. So. Yeah.
Neat.
Yep. So moving on to segment number 2.
This one's all about the missus.
This is about me. So we gave you a little bit of update on the Mister's journey. I think in our previous episode.
2 episodes ago, maybe?
2. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Where we talked a little bit about the low T and some other health
hormone and
type
yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
Things, more functionally based issues. So
I talked her into going to a functional medicine doctor.
Yeah. So I was kind of watching his journey and just decided, hey, after having my own lifelong journey with hormone issues, I guess, or my parts not doing what they were supposed to do, my lady parts. So anyways, I think we had mentioned in a previous episode that I had the hysterectomy and that kind of stuff. So I think we've already said that, so at this point in my life, I am definitely 100% in menopause because parts have been removed for various reasons.
It ain't got no gas in it.
It ain't got no gas in it. I don't have any of those parts required to produce any types of hormones that my body is supposed to have. So anyways.
So her regular doctor slaps on the one-size-fits-all hormone patch.
Estrogen, right? Yep. Estrogen only patch, and have been on that for, I don't know, going on, I would say close to 2 years now, probably. Close to 2. And, at least I did know enough to ask them to check my levels, my hormone levels, but at the primary doctor,
Looks good.
it looks good, and literally had my primary doctor say, hormones they're just not really scientifically based, which is
bullshit.
Complete bullshit. And now doing our own research, like the Mister likes to do, we have found that
I'm a geek.
Your hormones are very, very crucial to your, I guess, quality of life.
Everything, yeah.
Function, everything. So, yeah.
And fun fact, this is just going out there, your libido is your main indicator off of it, and I don't think the missus believed me.
I did not believe that. I did not believe that because, I mean, come on. Like...
Of course, a guy's going to try to use sex.
A guy is going to try to say, well, if you're not wanting to have sex, something's wrong with you internally. I was like, okay, yeah, bullshit. But truly, now the research says that, yes, your libido, I guess, at the base of what we're supposed to be able to do and function as.
You're supposed to want to reproduce and procreate and find a mate. That's it. So if your body is not running optimally,
it's not going to happen.
Not in your concern. Your other concerns is trying to make yourself just function.
Yeah. So yes, he talked me into it, or I came to the decision on my own after hearing all of the said research, and decided to go to a functional. And get
you
some
was
labs.
Fucked up.
And get some labs done. And so coming off of vacation, we got to go, and I actually let him come along to hear the review of my lab work.
I went on a field trip.
And of course, Geek over there was very excited to hear all of the, information. And really having him there as kind of more of a subject matter expert than myself. Some of the things that the functional doctor was telling me was a little bit easier to understand. At least I could look to you and say, okay, what? And I knew that you were taking it all in, and that you could explain on my level once we left what exactly he told us. So anyways, yeah. So the biggest things that came out of my lab work was, number one, gut health. And we haven't dove that far into that because that really wasn't discussed during your functional medicine.
No, I mean, because he kind of looked over my stuff, just cursory, even though it was from a different doctor. He looked over the labs and he was like, oh, your gut's in, pretty good shape from what I can tell. So
that really didn't come into play during your health kick-up or whatever. But mine, apparently, I have a shitty gut, no pun intended. Leaky gut, I believe, was the word.
Leaky gut.
And for mine was extremely leaky gut, which sounds...
gross.
Very gross. And apparently, if you don't have your gut in check, then there's no way that your hormones are going to do what they should be doing, because
you're not getting fed right.
You're not. Yeah, the body is not going to function correctly. So you got to get the gut health and the hormones, and then hopefully at that point start performing optimally as you should. So that's kind of where I'm at. For my initial lab work, I'm just going to put this out here so that we can kind of see in future episodes where I'm at, and when I go back for my follow-up, if these things have improved, and then if you can tell that these things have improved with my overall.
Well, and I think I'm going to switch over to this doctor as well, just because he even further went deeper than the functional medicine doctor that I was seeing. I was very impressed with everything that he was looking at.
Yeah, like 3 pages worth of different labs.
And then I don't know if mine kind of got changed up a little bit because we had the other situation first that kind of took priority. Precedence. Yeah, which apparently still my heavy metals are fucky, I guess. I got to try to figure that out.
Yeah. But so my main issues, I guess you would say, I was going in there initially, though, for hormones and just overall don't feel good. Lack of energy, lack of, I don't know.
Everything.
Yeah. So we got a lot of the poor gut health. Okay. That was big. We've got, he mentioned a lot of the poor gut health leading to inflammation, which makes sense. Inflammation everywhere. Like,
I mean, from your brain to joints
brain, all the things. So, not able to heal properly.
Because everything's being allocated to try to fix your gut while it's...
Yeah. And that also leads to immune issues. So that, and then we also got the cortisol serum, I guess, which helps with your sleep, stress, and energy. That's what I was trying to get to. Those three things: sleep, stress, and energy. And for me, in my initial labs, these were extremely low. This was extremely low, almost non-existent. So the fact that I think my body needs to sleep 10 to 12 hours a day is in fact not healthy. I just thought,
and I've been telling you that for years. I just thought
I really like to sleep. I was a sleeper, but apparently your body shouldn't require 10 to 12 hours of sleep.
So 8's just a magic generic number, but reality, it's somewhere between 6 and 9 for most people. So 8 was kind of
10 to 12 was a bit extreme for mine. And then my stress levels and my energy, my lack of energy. So those three things were being affected by that low cortisol.
Yeah, and it screws up your metabolism and everything because it's trying to preserve whatever it can because it's not digesting right. And
and then another hormone thing and I'm going over my own notes. That's why I'm kind of jumping around. But another hormone level that was not... Well, I mean, quite frankly, non-existent because I don't have the parts to make it anymore. And I was not put on any of this with going on the patch, which the patch, again, is just estrogen. So
and it's just a one-size-fits-all. Like, it wasn't.
And knowing now, having that doctor explain to me that when you're on that, you actually need to be balanced out with progesterone. As well, and my body doesn't make it anymore because I don't have ovaries. So, I really should have been, as soon as I was put on that patch with the estrogen, I should have also been put on some progesterone to balance.
Because I mean, when
I was not.
Yeah, when I was reading about all that going on, I told you I was like, there's cancer risk and da 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 da, and then he was like, oh, there's not, and then the doctor was like, there's no cancer risk to this.
Yeah, my doctor that prescribed it to me.
And if you literally read anything on there, it's not a cancer risk. It's a cancer guarantee eventually.
Right.
That's like...
increases... He told me increases chances by 50% easily. And, this has been out for years. For years. So, the fact that I saw two different doctors talking about this particular being on the patch with the estrogen only. And neither one of them found any... concerns whatsoever with the level or just being on the patch itself. So I mean, I took their word for it. They're doctors. They should know. I
mean, when you went back like a little bit later for a follow-up after you even started the thing, I was like, did they check your levels again? And they were like, no, not really.
No, it was a one shot thing. Like, well, yeah, that dosage seems to work out.
So you don't even know if it was actually working to begin with, really.
And so so that was a little disheartening to me that I have been on that for, like I said, nearly 2 years at this point.
And she's always giving me a hard time about not trusting doctors.
And for two doctors to just basically brush me off and say, okay, you don't have the parts anymore. You got to have the estrogen. So here's a patch and we'll see you next year. So I'm thankful that I'm going forward now, we're going to introduce some progesterone, pairing it with the estrogen, like you should.
Yep, and then you're getting a little bit of testosterone.
And then, yes, testosterone. Again, I was very low. I don't know if it's extremely low, but very low, and should be much higher than I was. So we're, last thing, extremely low. Horrendous. Oh, I'm sorry, I wrote horrendously low. was growth hormone.
Yeah.
Which apparently is very important, especially like if you have injuries
or
or
healing
or anything.
Cell growth in general. Yeah.
And honestly, I hate to say it, but like I told the functional doctor, I mean, I actually feel like I'm getting dumber. And he said, that was in fact that my brain can't repair itself either. So, okay, that makes more sense because I feel like I'm in a lot of a mental fog quite often.
Yeah, like your growth hormone was practically non-existent, right?
Practically non-existent.
That was the one that was under 1.
Yeah, I said horrendously low.
Yeah.
So I have none of that. So that definitely is a problem. And then again, the testosterone. So going forward now, number 1, I'm taking about 5011 pills, supplements.
You probably have about 17 that you take daily right now
that are focusing primarily on gut health. Got
a couple peptides.
Got a couple peptides in there. Got the sleep aid, and I am awaiting right now from specialty compounding, whatever, the topical hormones that I will be trying out that has that balance of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So
honestly, by the next episode, we should be able to
see a little bit of a difference.
See if you can initial fillings or anything.
Yeah, and we did, and I've got a goal to actually be off of, I talked to him about this as well, which makes sense, to kind of be off of any of the, I don't know if you would call them
typical pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, to mind-altering, whatever, mood-altering prescriptions to really decrease the daily prescriptions. So
before anybody gives a shit, he was very happy about the gummies.
Yeah,
like he was
by the way.
Yeah.
He said absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so. And this is weird because this is a completely sober episode that we're doing right now because it's the middle of the fucking day.
It is.
And we were a little fuckered last night.
Because we need to take a bit of a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah.
Before the mister goes back at it full force. So, coming off this week-long break. So,
yeah. We didn't get to have sexy summer vacation.
So instead,
because your gut sucks.
Shut up. So instead, some of you might can, I don't know. What am I saying?
I have no idea.
You might have the same issues as us, as far as like, okay, so we spent a lot of money on the vacation, obviously.
Yes.
So we come back, and instead of doing a own little kind of getaway for us two, instead we decided on a staycation,
right? Which
I would advise trying out every once in a while, especially if you're low on funds.
Yeah, I mean, especially like once every couple months. I mean, it's easy to get one night.
Yeah, staycation. And this time we really went in with the mindset of, look, we are going to hang out in our room like we're in a hotel, and we're going to order food like we're in a hotel, and we're going to only come in and out of the room if, you know, we got to get something.
We ate shitty snacks.
We bought a lot of shitty snacks, got them delivered, sat in the bed last night and watched, I don't know, binge watched like 7 episodes of something, and woke up leisurely today and just kind of enjoying each other and not, but that is hard. That is so hard for me, mom, household keeper, especially during the summer, to sit back and be like, oh, I need to be doing laundry. I need to sweep. I need to do this. I need to clean the kitchen. I need to, you know, all the things. So that's why I told him, hey, we got to come in the room. We got to shut the door and act like we are in hotel mode.
Now, to try to ease that up, as soon as we got home, the first thing I did when I unpacked the dirty clothes was put them in the washer. So I did do that to try to ease that up for you.
You did.
For the trip.
You did. So that, I mean, that was good. But now hanging over my head is, the clothes need to be put back up and all that jazz. But
right.
But anyways, yeah, that's just daily life. But for this 24-hour little bit extended, well, I'm probably going to end up being just 24-hour period of our staycation, we did not do any of those normal everyday household duty.
No, so you motherfuckers should be happy we're spending at this point 40 minutes with you already.
Exactly.
We could be doing other stuff, like touching each other's butt.
I guess.
Cuddling.
So anyways.
Canoodling.
Canoodling, if you will. Okay, I've said a lot of ums today. I apologize if I don't normally say that.
I'm not going to edit them. I'm going to edit out the things where I've smacked the microphone stand a couple times because it's like thong thong.
Okay, so to end up my health update, I guess, initial update is 12 weeks from now. I think I counted up 12 weeks. So
yeah, that's
about
probably right.
3 months.
3 to 4 months.
I think I go back to kind of see how all the supplements and the introduction of the hormones and things, see how they're working out, and hopefully it's a temporary leaky gut situation where I don't have to be on quite so many. Maybe after we get it in check, just kind of maintenance of it instead.
I think when I go to this guy, I'm going to try to talk him into just giving me a natural amount of testosterone and just see if I can just get.
No, you're not.
Incredibly.
No,
I should.
no,
Come on,
we're not
that'd be
doing
fun.
that. We're not doing that. So now,
okay, fine.
It is time to move on to the most fun part of today's episode.
This part's fun for me because I have no idea what she's bringing up at all. So I'm just going to sit here, no notes, no pants, just me in the cuck pit.
All right. So fun segment, legit or bullshit.
Legit or bullshit. We need somebody to make us a little theme song jingle for that.
We do. I did some research myself, which is very unlike me, but I did.
It wasn't on TikTok.
Shut up. Because these days when I start to say, "Oh yeah, I saw something," and the Mr. and Thing 1 and Thing 2 will say, "Oh my gosh, on TikTok." Yes, I do find some informational things on TikTok from time to time.
TikTok.
So, anyways, moving on. This is not TikTok related, by the way.
TikTok.
We are going to cover some top sexual intimacy tips that I have acquired with some research and some help from some AI, but tips from Cosmo magazine, Essence magazine, and Men's Health magazine. Okay?
Oh boy!
And each one of them, it kind of got summarized up into, I guess, the top 4 sexual intimacy tips from each of those magazines.
So it's 4 from each.
It's 4 from each.
Okay, so we have 12.
So we have 12. Okay, so I'll just kind of give you the tip and kind of get your reaction to it, and then we'll move on, kind of like we did with the list last time that you gave me. Okay.
And I won't put the weird background music in this one. I thought I was like fucking Andy Warhol or something, like trying to do something weird. Like, I'm gonna make it pop art.
All right, are you ready to react?
Yep.
Here we go. Let me get my list. I guess that'll help. Okay, Cosmopolitan magazine.
All right, Cosmo. Let's see what Cosmo has to say.
Top 4 sexual intimacy tips.
So we're doing one at a time, or are you reading all 4?
No, I'm doing one at a time.
Okay, thank God.
One at a time, and I'm getting your reaction.
So I'm not smart enough to remember 4.
Okay, number 1, eyes wide open. I will explain what that means. They encourage couples to keep their eyes open during sex to explore more of the emotional connection. Your reaction?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, eye contact's fun. I like to watch you, especially in your final moments of pleasure.
For me, I'm a little bit different, as in I kind of prefer eyes closed, but I think it's more of the blindfolded eyes closed, I guess. But I know you have mentioned before, especially in some of the other acts, maybe when I am pleasuring you, eyes open is just like a over the top move.
I mean, especially if you give that look like you're enjoying it, like
yes, exactly. Oh yeah, back to the last list, enthusiasm.
Right.
Yes. All right. So you say yes. Yeah. You say yes to that.
I mean, I think there's a time and place. Like, I mean, yeah, like you said with the blindfold and stuff like that. If we're playing the more dominant, submissive role type thing, yeah, I mean, blindfold's fun, but kind of in the slower, more
intimate,
Yeah.
if you will. Okay, so eyes wide open. You say yes to that. Thumbs up. Okay, number 2, hot dog. I'd like to give a little jingle. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. It's probably not that, but this is where I go. When I talk sexy things, I go to silly, goofy. I don't know why. This is like my defense mechanism or something. I don't know what it is. Anyways,
she's never tried to verbally seduce me.
Yeah, I can't do it without laughing. Okay, so hot dog. Here we go. This is a unique oral sex. Let's see where to go. Oral sex technique. It involves cupping the hand around the penis and creating a bun around the hot dog while kissing and breathing on the exposed part. What do you think? Would you like that? Does that sound interesting? Does it?
It sounds interesting, but doesn't sound like it's anything that much out of the normal of what would be done.
Cupping hand around penis and creating a bun while kissing and breathing on. So I guess you're just getting your hands in there.
Yeah, just holding it, like.
I guess holding it while kissing, breathing on. So
yeah,
treating it more. And I mean, interesting to say in previous conversations we've had, you know, I don't know what you would call it, typical, what you think of wherever you've seen those type things happen, whether it's been in movies or whatever. You always get the sucking completely, all the way, deep throat, whatever. But like you have explained in the past, it's not all that. So from a guy's perspective,
I would say, I mean, there is the suction and all that is nice, you know, and every once in a while some like kind of aggressive suction is nice, but like, I guess more so for me, almost like making out with it.
Yeah, making out. When you explained it that way, I was like, huh. Well, so my jaw doesn't have to lock up while trying, which was very much more, it made it much more enjoyable and made me want to do it a little bit more often.
Right.
Once you explained that part. And so, yeah, so maybe this technique.
I mean, I think, you know, there's a time and place for like the feverish, you know, whatever, but for the most part, it's a lot more enjoyable just to kind of
lick and kiss. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's probably very similar to the same with you.
It is.
Like,
it is.
The more playful, exploratory.
Yeah. And more, what's the word? Words. See, I don't
sensual,
have any.
Teasing. I don't know.
Tease is the word. Yes, teasing. Teasing is the word. More light touch, sporadic, you know.
And then I think you got to kind of pepper in the more aggressive in there with it.
Yeah.
Because if you just teasy, you know, too much, it's almost like the teasy stuff's almost more intense feeling than some of the other, and it's almost like it can desensitize at some point.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah, like.
So mixing it up.
Yeah.
Mixing it up, if you will. Okay. All right. Number 3. Again, this is Cosmo's list. Number 3, the kiss connection. I am willing to take this challenge with you. Sadly, we may not do this every day, and we probably should, but share a passionate 10-second kiss daily to maintain intimacy and excitement.
Yeah, we're not good at that.
We are not good at that.
I mean, we are very affectionate to each other, but a lot of it is just like...
holding hands.
Yeah, a quick peck on the cheek, kiss on the forehead, snuggle, you know, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, we are like a good morning, good night kind of thing. Well,
yeah.
Well, I say that. The good morning is him kissing me on the forehead because I'm still asleep, obviously.
Yeah.
And the good night sometimes is me kissing him when he's already asleep. Because summertime, I
have a very early schedule.
Yes. But we should prioritize, let's try it, between now and the next episode, 10-second kiss daily. See if it increases intimacy and excitement. Okay, sorry, I'm not letting you...
Can you mix that with the number 2?
We can try.
Okay.
We can try. I see what you're doing there.
Okay.
You're talking about a 10-second kiss with the hot dog.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. Okay, this one, I think number 4 says bear bougie. I think that's how you spell bougie. I think.
Oh, okay.
But I'll give you the description. You let me know what you think about this because I'm sorry I'm talking more and I'm supposed to be getting your reaction.
It's fine.
Okay. Look at yourself naked, full length mirror. Woo, and focus on what you love about your body to build your confidence and improve sex life.
Interesting. Because we just had this conversation earlier today.
Yes, we did.
About, even though we like to spend time naked and we've gone and done naked vacations and we talk about the benefits of being naked a lot, I have a lot of image issues that I really try to...
Body, self-image, whatever. Yeah.
And I think you kind of seemed surprised when I said that.
I did actually. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is a way to increase confidence. And instead of, like I was telling him earlier when we were having this conversation, which, by the way, this was during our skinny dip of the day.
Oh, yeah, we did do that.
Because it is National Skinny Dip
Day.
Naked Day?
Yeah.
Oh, obviously.
Skinny Dip Naked Day,
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh. Y'all, brain cells. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so during
we took
that
probably,
time.
20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. But anyways.
Fuck the neighbors.
Yeah, because we have a privacy fence. It is not our fault if you choose to not keep that private and you want to.
I put up a 6-foot fence so you don't have to see my dick.
That's right.
If you came over and did it, you did that on your own.
That was on you, man. Or gal, whichever.
Yeah.
Whichever. So anyways, but we did talk about he was a little bit more self-conscious on the just being naked in general part, and contrary to that, I am more self-conscious, and this is where my development of hatred for clothing is. I am less confident in clothing, which is weird. That might just be like me, or maybe there's other people out there. For as long as I can remember, it's like I put clothes on and then I pick apart exactly where I do not like that outfit, where that shirt is gathering in my midsection, showing off my, little fat areas, or I've got a tank top on and now you can see my flappy arms or whatever. I mean, it's like clothing accentuates my parts that I'm more self-conscious about. And I think you're on the opposite end of just being completely vulnerable naked, where for some reason I feel more confident naked.
Well, I'm not a very... Like, it takes a lot for me to have conversations. A lot of times, even though I'm the one that's always trying to push for conversation. And I think it's because of the fact that, like, I like to put myself in a little bit of uncomfortable situations. Like, I feel like I can't grow unless I make myself uncomfortable. So, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's weird because, and it's almost like I can't accept, because I brought that up. It's like, okay, well, I was fat, so I lost 60 pounds. Well, now that I don't have the big gut, I'm like, okay, well, now the loose skin on my stomach
then
is
now
like,
he's got loose skin.
oh, and then if I'm not thinking about that, I have a hairy ass back. Or...
And where those things have not crossed my mind. So I guess we're both trying to unpack, I guess previous, I guess you would call them body image issues,
trauma,
or whatever,
body trauma, I guess.
And I think at least just us trying to talk through it, discuss it, sharing it with each other, that's helping in itself.
And like, I try to be really good about telling you the things I do really like, and
so
with you.
So you should do that. Apparently, according to this list, you should do that for yourself.
But man, it's a lot easier to do it.
Well,
Because
obviously,
it's easier for me to look at it and go, yeah, I fucking hate the way my knee looks, or
Well, I think you need to, both of us, start.
Why does one scrotum hang lower? Side of the scrotum hang lower than the other?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I've got, why does this boob look perkier than the other? Same. But if we did spend time, like, just out of shower, looking in the mirror and pointing out, instead of those things that you don't like, start pointing out things that you do like. And kind of like doing the scientific research, seeing if that actually does improve our confidence overall, which being more confident is going to improve sex life.
Everything else.
Intimacy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wonder if kind of the flip side of that is when we get to do our little exploratory, slow things. Like if we should be, instead of just being quiet, like talk about, oh, I like this, about you, or, kind of complimenting as the exploration goes.
Maybe so. But also self.
Yeah.
Like looking at, it says looking at yourself.
Right.
Naked. It
right.
does not say looking at your partner. It says looking at yourself.
This is called deflecting.
Yeah, I know.
This is a psychological thing.
I know what you're doing, and I'm not letting you back out. All right. But I will move on to the next because I'm sure we've got,
We're almost an hour in.
We've got 8 more to go through.
Hooray.
All right. So Essence Magazine.
I don't even know what this is.
Well,
I've never heard of it.
we'll see.
All right.
Because when I told it to pull from the top 3, these are the 3 it gave me: Cosmo, Essence, and Men's Health.
Men's Health is going to be a fucking nightmare. That thing is a joke. But I'm curious.
All right. So Essence Magazine says, number 1, spring cleaning your sex life. Okay. It says spring cleaning your sex life. Incorporate more physical intimacy without the expectation of sex, such as cuddling and spooning.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about that. I am a touch, like physical touch, physical.
Let's get physical.
Yeah.
Physical.
Like that. It's like you can say, "Oh, I love you," 1,000 times, or just simply like reaching over and like laying your head on my chest does that in one motion. You know what I mean? Like that gives me like a reassurance. So I think for somebody who is more into
physical
touch, like that being kind of their safe place, that's probably very true.
Very true. Yeah. And without the expectation of sex, I kind of like that as well.
Yeah.
That you can go in and show some physical affection without like, I'm going to give you a massage, which really turns into, I want to have sex with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you could actually just give a massage.
In my defense, I do sometimes give you just massages.
I know. I'm saying typical guy. I'm not talking you. I'm talking typical guy. Sorry, guys. Okay, number 2.
I'm a fucking treat.
I like this one. Sensual yoga. Practicing sensual yoga to help embrace sexual energy and experience deeper pleasure.
I bought you a naked yoga book.
You did.
It's a yoga for couples. But I don't bend.
He is not
I am not
Gumby.
Flexible.
Not at all.
No.
But
I'm made to pick up heavy things, not bend around and
it may be. I would say on female perspective,
I'm like a crane.
My perspective is I would, and any times that I have gotten the chance to do yoga in the nude, I have enjoyed the session more.
I've enjoyed watching you do it.
And then he could enjoy watching it. I guess he doesn't actually have to be the one doing it. I guess, maybe. But I have enjoyed it, and I feel like I'm not as constricted as I am with clothing on. So I do kind of, and I don't know if that's what this is talking about, sensual yoga, but that's what I'm taking from it. So I don't know.
Sure.
It's not really saying naked yoga, but that's what we're taking it as. So that's what we're going to roll with. Here's one. Deflection coming. Self-love.
Yeah, I'm really bad at this.
Spend an afternoon on self-care and self-pleasure to enhance your intimate experiences.
So how do you do this if you fucking hate yourself?
You should not do that. You
Yeah.
should not do that. I'm saying you should not hate yourself.
Right.
But this is an area that I would say, as a couple, we are working through a little bit on the mister's end. Some self-love, self-care. Now, I will say in the last few years, you have started taking better care of yourself. Like putting some time into, I don't know if you would say, not your appearance, but maybe like your grooming habits and those kind of things. And I have fully supported that. you know, I don't think that
I'm kind of scumbaggy.
I don't think that the females should be the only ones that have self-care kind
Right.
of like nicer things for skincare or
Well, I mean, it's like I got into shaving and I bought like those boar bristle brushes and I was using the nice shave soaps and I
Yeah.
bought all those like safety razors and single blade, you know, I kind of got into that and that was a very therapeutic thing for me. And
yeah, and I
For a bit.
think that would be a form of self-love, self-care.
yeah, but now I don't shave. So
Well, but you'll be taking care of the
Yeah.
beard now,
Yeah.
using the beard oils, and I actually really enjoy some of those scents and things. So not just me being the one that has the perfume and the expensive products, if you will, but also kind of balancing that more across the board with us.
Look, so it's just a little different because I don't really give a shit what other people think. So like I was like, I don't try
you didn't
to
wanna get
impress.
into that stuff.
Yeah,
Because you thought it was about what other people think. But
Yeah.
really, I think at the core, it's like taking care of your own self. I mean, like, you got to take care of yourself before you
Right.
can take care of other people. And you do like to take care of other people.
I do.
That's kind of your thing. But you got to take care of yourself as well. And so now I think that, I would say last few years, you have kind of came to that realization that you do need to spend some time taking care of yourself and giving yourself some, even if it's, you know, I don't know, bought pleasures or whatever, like you're
No,
saying.
I'm really not good at it though. Still,
I know,
like,
I know that you're not. But you're getting there. You're getting there. I would like to see you spend a little bit more time on the self-pleasuring area, explorations, if you will. But that we can come back to that. All right, and then number 4. Number 4 on Essence magazine's top 4 list.
she just said she wanted to watch me jerk off.
It is no, that would just be you by yourself because
Yeah.
it's self.
No, he said I
love.
would like to see you spend more.
Okay. You see how he's changed my words around? I would like you to engage in. Okay, so anyways, moving on. Number 4, get outside.
Yeah.
Participate in erotic expansion activities like tantra,
Yeah.
retreats to explore new ways of being sensual and sexual. I would say maybe not as far as the tantra retreats. We have not explored that.
No.
But what do you say to getting outside?
Yeah. I mean, well, I think I've mentioned it to you before. Like, I would like for us to do a vacation that was a sex vacation. Like, that was the whole purpose was let's go somewhere where we can really just focus on each other and that's it. So, I mean,
I think some of our previous trips in the past have led there.
they have led there, but I don't think we've ever gone with the intention of
with
it.
the intention.
Yeah, but like I think it would be fun to think out things for like a month, like kind of plan out different things and almost like have our own little self workshop. Or go and even look at some of these online workshops and stuff. Like, I mean, it's just unfortunately some of that's very expensive. Like I was looking at like the Beducated or the OMGS, like that type
I'm
of
sure
stuff.
you could chat GPT it these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, you
Whatever
probably
we
could.
wanted.
But,
But
like, I mean, I
going
think,
back to the list, we're talking about getting outside.
yeah,
So getting outside, like it says, get outside.
Yeah.
I would think just us getting, like, in our nature,
yeah,
in more of the nude situations,
yes, for sure.
is gonna improve. What
Oh,
even was this list? Improving
Yeah,
sexual intimacy. Yeah, that's what it was. Sexual intimacy tips.
like I think you could totally get out there and put down a blanket out in the woods, and
Yeah.
even if it didn't go to sex, like just hang out and the cuddle and the connect and the just listen.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when we did the Parksland thing, like the best part was us just laying on the little patio part of it and just listening.
To just the nature sounds.
You could hear the creek running. You could hear birds. You could hear. It was warm. You could feel the sun. We had, the fireplace going next to the thing. Like, I mean, it was just nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
You got up and did the yoga in the morning. I sat there and watched you on the
Yeah.
little bench, and yeah.
Being able to have like all 5 senses engaged. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Men's health.
Oh, this is going to be a mess.
The last 4. These are coming from men's health. These are sexual intimacy tips. Here we go. And I forgot that we are actually supposed to be saying legit or bullshit.
Well, so far they've all been pretty much legit.
We have said legit. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, we've got men's health. Number 1. Talk dirty. Verbal communication during sex can heighten arousal and deepen intimacy.
Yeah.
You say
100% that's legit. It'd be fun. I mean, like, it would make it come off more like you wanted to be there if you just
said
just whatever. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or like, I mean, even as like direction to an extent, you know?
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, you could be doing something and you'd be like, no, don't do, like, I want you to do this. Not saying don't do this, but I want you to do this, you know? Don't do X, I want you to do Y. Would be like, oh, that's what she wants. Like, she's in control. Like,
that would be helpful.
Yeah.
And also more intimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially kind of with a little bit of raunch. And like, once again, a lot of this stuff is time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we're having a little bit more of a feverish, you know, you know, things are turned up a little bit. Yeah, like, it's awesome. And then, I mean, if it's the slow, sensual, maybe not as, you know, not as much. I mean, you could still, there still could be some vocalization, but not as.
Just a little bit different context.
Yeah, it can be dirty, and then there's times for it to be raunchy.
Dirty and raunchy. Okay.
That makes sense.
All right.
It does to me.
I feel like my vocabulary is not quite as large as yours.
Well, I think what you do is you don't think about it. You just, whatever comes to mind.
You just say it.
You just say it.
Okay. All right. Number 2.
That doesn't go for the guys because you'll say some weird shit. But for the ladies. Okay. Yeah, you can't freak us out. So.
Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Use a vibrator together. Introducing toys can enhance the sexual experience for both partners.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if you're afraid of your partner's vibrator, you need to get your shit together. I think you were more afraid when I said it's okay to use it than.
And girls, females, whatever, on our side, if you're from my generation or around that, there may be some shame in that game. Don't let there be shame in that game. It does not have to be something that is hidden from your partner that only comes out in, you know, for me, the dead of night where, hey, I just need to get this so I can get good night's sleep or whatever, and more of a shameful, I'm going to hide to do it kind of thing. When we were more open about it, that just really improved overall.
Well, I mean,
intimacy. And
I looked over and told you, said, hey, if you're not in the mood for sex, but you need to get off, just tell me and roll over and go, and I won't bother you. I'll roll over and read my phone, or, you know, like.
That,
yeah,
or
like,
we have included it together,
yeah.
like it's saying, using one together.
I was just going about don't be intimidated by it. Like, it shouldn't be a.
Yeah, you're saying guys don't be intimidated by your partner using it.
Right.
And I'm saying females don't just hide it and almost keep it secretive. Instead, be more open, and you will, I don't know, you'll be surprised at how, I guess,
I mean, it's been
supportive it can be.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very sexy when you've like sent me a message and been like, hey, I need 10 minutes, you know, where I got to take care of some stuff, you know, like you've done that a time or two, not
Maybe.
very much, but
again,
like,
I'm back to the using it together.
Yeah.
Because you're still on the using it individually, and guys not being intimidated by it. So, okay, we got that.
Yeah.
But the times we've used it together,
yeah,
I'm saying it has increased.
Oh, yeah.
It has only increased, been more of a support, it would not take the place of the real deal. But it can definitely be of assistance.
I mean, and there's been so many different ways that we've used it together. Too.
Yeah,
I
definitely
mean,
an assistance. And I mean, sometimes it's like it's just not happening any other way, especially for me in different cases, whatever scenarios. And when we get that out, then hey, now we can both be successful. Yay!
Right.
So I think definitely legit to that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right.
And yeah, okay. For some reason, I'm throwing my phone around. Here we go. Back to my list. Number 4. No, I'm sorry. Number 3. Number 3.
Yeah.
Sensual massage. Give each other massages to build anticipation and intimacy.
Legit.
I'm going to go with sensual massage if you haven't heard of the yoni or the lingam. Please do your own research.
It's pretty awesome. Maybe we should do an episode on that.
We might do that.
Because that's been a big one for us,
Yeah.
I think. Like, I think that was a very groundbreaking type one for us.
Yeah, again, yoni and lingam massages.
Oh, and you can buy a massage table from Walmart for about $100, and that has been a fantastic investment.
That was a fantastic investment. Yes, it was. We can fold it out. We can fold it back up. Get it out of the way, but we can put it up anytime. It doesn't take...
We've carried it on trips with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that has been amazing to where, I mean, you know, when you're trying to give your partner a massage in the bed, you've got this big ass bed to try to get around, try to maneuver around. And with you buying that massage table, I would say 100% 5-star would recommend. Just to be able to be more mobile.
And we haven't used it as much as I would like to.
We haven't, but we should.
Yeah.
And we got it, so we can. But yeah.
So every time we put it out, the kids are like, "Ooh, what is this?"
Ooh, I want to get a massage.
And be like, "There is all sorts of bodily fluids on that." You probably do.
But yeah, sensual massage. I would say we still have plenty more that we can delve into in that area, but. Yeah. After we kind of introduced that, and like I didn't even know that was a thing. I would say, I don't know for you, but me going back to the summer we found ourselves.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if we've mentioned this, but when we watched kind of more of the sex-based shows, is when I first found out that was even a thing. And I found out that, okay, by the way, Netflix has a plethora of shows. One that sparked our interest in a lot was how to
build a sex room.
Yeah, how to build a sex room.
And then we did the whatever the goop, which is fucking horrendous name, but whatever.
It's a horrible name. But those two shows just kind of opened our eyes to, I guess, more of the less explored areas or talked about or discussed areas. Especially for us, we have not discussed most of those things that we saw on those shows, but it opened up a way for us to do it and like not have that awkward.
Well, and neither one of us admitted to the other one that we were kinky for 13 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I don't even know
longer.
if, like, for me, I don't even know if I really knew. I mean, just being honest, I don't know what I don't know. Like, so, watching those kind of open the door to, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. And then moving on more to more of that Goop show or whatever, I realized, and getting the app that we talked about before, the Intimately Us, and where it has the kind of discover sections where you can learn about different things. I did not know how much I did not know about my own body parts and how they are supposed to function or whatnot, you know, my intimate parts, if you will. Yeah. I did not know that there were so many different things about them. So I would say, yeah, back to the sensual massage. Sorry about that. That one is just one I feel passionate about. Is definitely going to increase intimacy. Yeah. And if you go at it, like we've said before, in a more exploratory fashion, instead of we're going in to have an orgasm. Yeah. But instead we're going in to learn more about each other's anatomy.
Right.
I
Well,
mean-
and that too, like, I mean, the best ones we've had, I think, is where I've been able to tell you to just sit back, just relax, and just focus on what any of the touches feel like or what feels good. And then, I mean, we found a couple things that were surprising
Yeah.
that,
Or some things that you would think, I would think, typical from movies and whatnots. Okay, that's going to work. That don't really work
yeah.
too. So I don't know. That sensual massage, I would say, if you're going to start anywhere, I think that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
I mean, like, it's. And then from the giver side, because I'm not a good receiver.
No, he's not.
I'm
No,
not.
No, he's not. I have to tell him, just stop.
We've probably done 3 times as much for you, massage wise, than.
I've tried to more
Yeah.
recently, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like from the giver side, go in, and I don't really go in with the mindset of I'm going to make you reach orgasm. It's kind of, I want to try to find different things and see if there's some odd little spot you may like to be touched that you didn't know, that wouldn't be expected. Like, oh wow, he touched me behind the knees and that was about it. Like that some little weird thing like that could be. And when you're turned up and in the just explore part, it's a little bit easier to do that
Yeah.
instead of being goal oriented.
Yeah. And having that, like, oh, we gotta get there kind of thing.
Yeah, and like if it gets there, it's like, oh, that wasn't expected, but cool, here we go.
That's cool.
And then the fun part is if you can manage to go past that to keep going when everything else is turned up a little bit. Like, but you usually stop me. I like to try to kind of, see what else has been awakened.
Yes. Which we're working on.
Yeah.
All right. But if I was to say,
broke some ground.
If I was to say something off of this list, honestly, that's probably going to be my top one. Is that sensual massage and just going into it with more of a discovery.
Yeah.
Mindset as well. So
Because-
and taking away those expectations of, like, you gotta have an orgasm, you gotta whatever.
As I have said, I don't know if I've said it on here, but I've said it with you. I think one of our strongest things is we can sit here in bed and watch TV and then just explore without thinking it's gonna go
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we can sit there and watch TV and you can be messing with me, whatever, and I know that it's just you exploring and seeing what there is, and I can do the same with you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people can't do
don't.
that or don't want to do that, feel uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah. But once we broke through that was...
Yeah, and once again, for me, I'm not super comfortable just sitting there and doing it, so it's one of those things where I put myself in that situation. I like to put myself in the hard situations.
Yeah. To push a little further.
Right.
All right. And then lastly, which is something I would say... Okay, no. Lastly, last one, number 4, take control. Switch roles and let each partner take control at different times to explore the power dynamics and desires.
Okay, this one I have brought up before. I would say I am the dominant personality in the bedroom side a lot of times. I mean, you get to decide when, but you do often say, okay, it's your turn to just be in control, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. Sometimes, for me, I want to go, I want you to do it just so you can see how hard it is to think,
To be that
to be in
person.
that part. Because sometimes I go, okay, is this going to be too far?
Yeah.
Is this? And yes, I mean, we have had our discussions on limits on what we can and can't do, but it's at the same time, it's kind of a moving target.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Because again, you're more of a push your limit kind of person. And
Uh-huh.
then I am more of a, I don't know what I don't know.
Right.
So I don't know if I would want you to try whatever, because
Right.
I don't know if that, I didn't know that was a thing.
Because sometimes it's like, does she want me to be more rough, aggressive, more... I'm going to say mean, but it's not really mean, you know?
Yeah.
But like more of just that
Rough.
pretending it's about what I want, not what you want, you know?
Yeah.
Type thing. But it's always with the focus of me trying to get you first. Always. But, and then other times I'm like, okay, is she just wanting the more sensory, slow, still she doesn't know what's coming next, or, well, and it's hard to kind of play that back and forth, or, oh, do we mix these? Is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think
but
switching
you would say
every once in a while.
switching it up
Yeah.
every once in a while, going from whoever is normally the dominant to just switch it up. And
I mean, you never know. I may want to be sitting there on bed watching TV, and the next thing I know, you got me tied to it, and
and I'm calling the shots.
yeah, using me like a sex toy. Yeah.
So you would say legit to that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, it's not something I would be like, oh, I did it last time, now you got to do it. But, like, it would
Taking
be
you
cool.
off guard.
Yeah.
Though, you would go with.
Yeah. And then partially, like I said, because it's something I'm not comfortable with, and it would force me to
Because you're more
face
comfortable
that. Yeah.
in the dominant position. I got you. Like, yeah.
Like, it's very exposing. It's very, like, you like letting go of the control.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I do. You know what I mean? Like, so being forced to would kind of show me it's okay.
Yeah. I got you. All right. Okay. Well, we have made it through our list.
We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
This is our longest one ever.
Oh goodness.
And that's before I added in the music and everything else. So, wow. This may be about 1.5 hour episode.
So, there you have it. That's our take on those tips.
Yeah, and I have no idea what the next episode will be.
And we don't.
I usually like to plan ahead, and I do have a list of about 100 episode ideas, but I've kind of thrown that right out the fucking window.
We'll just see. We'll just see where it takes us. So we do want to thank everybody for tuning in, of course, and we hope
we've had
enjoyed.
a big spike this week, which was really cool.
That was awesome. We hope you are continuing to enjoy our episodes, and remember, give us feedback. Let us know if there's anything you would like for us to discuss.
Get on the social media stuff. We have X, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok. I think I have a LinkedIn set up for it. There's a Reddit page that's floating around out there that I don't mess with. That, and then we do have the giveaway still going.
Yeah,
running all summer.
We decided we were gonna extend that for the summer,
so it's
that we can
simple.
Get
I'll go
more
ahead and
entries.
put in the rules again. Send me an email saying, "Hey, I want to be in the giveaway," and it's just 18 or up, continental U.S. That's about it.
It was something like share.
We initially said share us
something
like a sexy summer idea, a sexy bucket list summer idea. It was kind of the sexy summer giveaway or something you do in the summer that makes you feel sexy.
Yeah.
And nobody's really sent anything. And it's free shit. You literally don't have to do nothing.
We got free shit just sitting here ready to ship.
Yeah. I'm going to pay shipping too. Like, this isn't going to cost you anything. This cost me money.
We want to share our free shit with you.
There's stickers.
There's stickers.
Toys.
Who doesn't like stickers and toys?
There's lube.
So anyways, visit us.
You can put a sticker on the toy and lube it up.
So visit us on social media. They can leave us a review.
Yeah.
Yes. And hopefully we'll be back soon.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a Discord too that this one guy's joined and left like 4 times. But, and I think it's because I don't talk in it. But I just don't want to have a conversation with just the one dude in that. Like, I mean, if I'm going to have a conversation with one person, they can send it to me in a DM. That's more fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So maybe send some ideas of
where
topics.
do they find our social media, like links to social media?
Okay, let me pull this up here.
I mean, just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case someone's just waiting and they just don't know where to go.
It's going to be in the description of the episode for
Obviously.
sure. But let me pull everything up here so I can read it. I should have this memorized, but I don't because, yeah. All right, so Twitter/X is just going to be Naked Truth PC. Instagram is at The Naked Truth PC. We have a Patreon that we haven't put anything up on yet.
Mm-hmm.
That is The Naked Truth Podcast. And then we have a link tree that's got everything on there. That would be Linktree, The Naked Truth Podcast. And it's got all that. It's got links to a merch store that I've got some kind of cool stuff up on. It has got...
So Linktree would be the one-stop
shop.
shop.
Yeah. And if you can find any of our social media, the link to that is on all of them. So...
Okay, so Linktree is again what?
Linktree... linktr.ee/The Naked Truth Podcast.
The Naked Truth Podcast. Okay, that's easy.
Yep.
That's easy.
Yep,
Easy peasy. I can even remember that. Maybe.
Yeah. And if you go to it, let's see here. I'm pulling it up right now. I'll give you a little list of everything. And we are at 124. Wow. So it has got a link to an Amazon wish list that I made.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I have not approved this wish list.
No, you have not.
I have not.
It's got some links to our affiliates where you can use our codes like Clone a Willy. You can use Naked Truth Pod and get 20% off. We've got a Uberlube code. You really don't get anything off from that, but just lets them know that we sent you. We got a Bathmate deal. So yeah, you can go on there and do that. It's got a link to our email, our Patreon, our TikTok, Discord, Instagram,
all of this shit.
Yeah, it's got the homepage to our to the podcast, to the host. It's got a link to a PayPal where if you just want to send us $5, that'd be cool.
So again, check it out in the show notes in the is that what
yeah,
it's
episode
called?
description.
Okay.
Yeah.
For that link tree, and it's got the link to everything you might need.
Everything.
So,
I guess with that, we'll end this long-ass episode, and we'll have to discuss. You want to do a massage?
We might.
Okay. We still got like 2 hours before we go.
In our staycation.
Yeah. Okay, dope. So we're going to get off here.
All right.
So, until next time, keep it real and keep it...
Nude?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Nude.
All
Naked.
right. Yay, hooray, we made it. Woo.